This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling podcasting network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
Hey wrestling fans, welcome to episode number 49 of Off the Top Rope Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm Mike, and with me as always is Rex. How's it going, Rex?
It's going good. How you doing, man?
Doing good. This week we're going to be talking some Clash of the Champions 29, which is kind of an odd event, but we got some stuff to talk about, I think.
Yes, we do.
And so, but before that, let's talk a little bit of news.
Yes, let's do so.
And if, once again, much like last week, I guess it was 2 weeks ago, if you're somebody who follows SmackDown, doesn't like spoilers, skip ahead about 3 minutes, because I gotta lead with this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
As my boy, Mr. Now Just Cesaro, beat the fucking WWE World Heavyweight Champion clean.
Although, that seems to not be a big deal right now.
I mean, yes, the Kingston one was kind of seen as a fluke, but beyond that, I mean, I really think that this, the name change and the win and everything in the main event means that they're going to do something.
Yeah, I definitely think he's primed. But I wonder, what gets me curious is how far? I think, okay, maybe he's getting a face push, but where's that going to take him if they want to push Reigns as their next John Cena for all intents and purposes, is the reports, and you still got Bryan into the picture. I just wonder where he fits.
And I think that's something where, the title unification kind of comes back and bites them in the ass. There's not a ton of direction there,
Yeah, maybe he goes at it with the Shield, one of the Shield guys that will remain, besides Reigns. I mean, that seems like the next logical place for me would be, at that level where it's sort of the main event, but not really, just below it. And I don't want to call it upper mid card because I feel like they're a bigger deal than that at this point. And maybe even a Wyatt after coming out of WrestleMania.
That would be pretty badass. Or they could bring up his buddy Sammy. Imagine them as a tag team.
Oh God. Oh man.
Especially if they're splitting up the Real Americans.
Well, if they're gonna split, maybe this is what I'm thinking. Maybe it is Cesaro and Cena teaming up to take on the Wyatts.
Maybe, I mean...
because they had those rumors they were going to be involved anyway, and this kind of lets them get Hogan in. Not necessarily in tag, because that's not going to happen. He's not going to get medically cleared, but, he can, be in the corner and manage them. And it kind of... I mean, that's where I kind of think maybe it won't be Cena Wyatt one-on-one. Maybe Cesaro gets thrown in there, add a third man. I don't know. That's where I just worry is not worry. I'm intrigued to see where he gets slotted after this.
All right. And so welcome back, everybody. We actually didn't end up talking that much about SmackDown. There was kind of one little thing, and then it was all speculation, which, God knows, we never like to do that on our show.
No, we never.
So,
cut earmuffs for 5 seconds. Do you think Orton ends up losing to everyone in the chamber in the singles match before we hit the chamber?
He beat Christian.
Did he?
Yes, and I think he'll probably beat Sheamus.
Was that this past SmackDown?
Yeah, that was last SmackDown.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't watch this last SmackDown, so that's good to know. Okay.
You missed Brian Cesaro.
I saw that match though.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see the rest of SmackDown. I did see that match on the YouTubes. Okay, so that makes me feel better about what happens this SmackDown.
So, what did you think of Raw?
You know, overall, there's not much to complain about. I feel like all the action was pretty solid throughout. I mean, Betty White got one over on Billy Gunn. I mean, that's.
God, that was.
I loved the instant Twitter and comment reactions like, "Holy crap, Billy Gunn just tried to roofie Betty White." No, it was a freaking Visine bottle. uh, um, yeah, I mean, all the action was great. I mean, Brian got criminally underused, but to move along the story, so I mean, I thought it was a good Raw. I mean, there's not much more to say. It wasn't like anything like crazy out of there happened, except for all the great Shield and Wyatt interactions they keep having. Like that stare down. Oh, holy shit. And they'd each just get up on the apron, and then, Reigns got in the ring, and then, Wyatt almost had me ready. Just ready. I was like, oh, just go for it. Go for it. And then pulled it out from underneath us. I'm so excited for Elimination Chamber.
Should be good. Should be good. And I'll say this after Raw. We were kind of talking in our SmackDown spoilers thing about where he might slot in at WrestleMania, but I would be perfectly happy to see like Cesaro and Sheamus have like a 20-minute match.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think they locked up once or twice last year on free TV, but I want to see them have a nice extended pay-per-view match. Especially since the course that Cesaro seems to be on would mean heel Sheamus.
I wonder if it would be something where it could, especially if they're expecting a smart crowd for a WrestleMania, if it's something where they might leave them at their current things going in and hope for the crowd to double turn them at the show.
Ooh. I'm a mark for a good double turn.
You know, particularly if like
enjoy.
Cesaro was to bust out the win and afterwards, you know, Sheamus pulls some of what would be his traditional dick face moves, but the crowd's so behind Cesaro that it totally gets sold as a heel, which is kind of a problem with the WWE and like their dick face thing. There's not much difference between somebody being a dick face and somebody being a heel turn. It's just on how the announcers sell it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm excited. It looks like some other things I'm looking forward to, besides the inevitable Shield Wyatt match. That's just gonna. Oh god. Um, it looks like they're transitioning the title to the Usos, which I like.
Yeah, that's been rumored to be the match for Elimination Chamber, but I still think they do like some kind of 4-team match with the Rhodes brothers because they don't seem to have anything else with them going right now. Like them, and because they were, without spoiling anything, Ryback was involved in an 8-man tag with the rest of the teams on SmackDown. Maybe a 4-team match with those 4.
Yeah, that'd be fun. And God, just I had to keep coming back to it. Those Shield Wyatt promos throughout the night were just fantastic. I mean, Wyatt calling the Shield toy soldiers might be my favorite, promo line of this millennia. I mean, and then I loved like Ambrose talking about all the paperwork required for U.S. title matches and sort of the Shield teasing him, and then especially like sort of like jaw jacking and teasing him when Mark Henry came out for the challenge. And of course his facial reactions throughout that whole entire match. Ah,
Well, two other little things. First of all, what about the baby girl?
oh, jeez, man.
And second, how fucking insane was that Sister Abigail on Mysterio?
Oh God, how did I even forget about that? That was like yes, that 6-man to start off with was a fun 6-man leading up to it. Like there was a lot of great action in that match, and then Sister Abigail while Rey Mysterio's going for the 619. Holy shit! Like, do you remember like everyone was bitching about the Sister Abigail in the first place?
Yeah.
Like, oh, man, this motherfucker STO, yeah. Oh, fuck that. Now he's putting Bryan into barriers with it. In motion Rey Mysterio, who's still, who captured a bit of that old Rey Mysterio magic with that cell. It looks like Mysterio's finally, like, back on track. Like, he's never going to reach the Rey Mysterio we all know and love, but it's certainly better than the past couple years have been.
Yeah, and it is something where with the injuries he's had, as much as I appreciate him being a pinball, I do kind of cringe whenever, he's doing those kind of spots. It's like, you're going to tear something, Ray.
Hey, but, I'm happy to see him, get back to some form where I actually want to watch Rey Mysterio wrestle now. For a while, that has not been the case. Oh, man. Betty White wants to kick some ass. Which, okay, I have it. I laughed way too hard at this meme, or this, like, picture that people were putting. It was, Betty White with the divas. And it said, oh, hey, Bay, great to see you. From, like, one of the Bellas. Oh, my God.
I thought the positioning attributed to Ava.
Was it?
Yeah.
I assumed it was the Bellas. But either way, that was still, like, genius. Props to whoever created that.
Speaking of the Bellas, though, did you know that to watch the WWE Network, you need to plug in your PlayStation or Xbox?
Holy shit. I could not stop laughing at that. Like, in a good way. Like, that was kind of a genius way to dress up, like, what would have been, like, a really stupid and annoying, like, WWE Network thing. Like, almost like, it's better than Joey Lawler telling us how to download the app. I I thought it was hilarious.
See, but you should have had, like, there should have been more sex appeal on the ad. Should have put, like, Big E in the flight attendant outfit.
Now, we have to save that for the network. The many dresses of Big E.
Who apparently, from some accounts, is no longer Langston.
Yeah, it's apparently just the Big E.
Kind of how Cesaro is no longer Antonio Cesaro, he's just Cesaro.
Which, this makes sense with his new singlet. It says giant Big E on it.
And his new shirt, which just says Big E, Big Ending.
Yeah, I gotta get that shirt. I don't care if they... either one of those designs would have been great on just the front of the shirt.
They didn't need both.
They didn't need both, but I don't care. I don't care. That might be my first pro wrestling shirt ever. Buying the Big E shirt.
I just got my new t-shirt in this week and it's already outdated.
Oh no. Are you gonna like put some duct tape over the Antonio part?
Maybe. I might. I gotta make sure it's current.
Oh, jeez. Oh, scratch that. I gotta support my boy Icarus. I'm gonna get the, that's gonna be my first shirt. Then I'll get the Big E shirt. The, I've got Icarus's back shirt. And it's got Icarus's back tattoo on the back of the shirt.
What about an off-the-top rope shirt, man?
Oh, well, yeah. Obviously, that is when those are out, I will be getting one.
Yeah, Pro Wrestling Tees has kind of been. I haven't heard back from them lately, so I might have to.
Step up your
Push.
game.
Well,
Step up your game, Pro Wrestling Tees.
yeah. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking to me. It's like,
No, I'm talking to Pro Wrestling Tees.
yeah,
Step up
I
your
only
game.
like edit the show and publish the show and find guest hosts and.
You make it sound like you do something. Hey,
You just
most
show
of
up
our
and
guest hosts
talk.
come to us. Most of our guest hosts come to us.
Actually, no. There's only been one that has.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I knew who you're talking about. I thought one of the others did too.
Uh-uh.
Well, see, you don't let me in on these things. I'm not privy to these high level discussions. I feel like Ron Burgundy. I just show up and do the show.
All right. So, as kind of was suspected, MVP, in fact, was the investor.
Yes.
Oh, that was the week
Oh,
before.
yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. What the hell?
Okay,
So
yeah.
I was thinking, wait a second, didn't we talk about this already?
Okay. Yeah, he
Oh,
actually cut a promo this week, though.
That is true.
And he is somebody that's, throughout it all, you can kind of tell that he is a very polished promo in the thing, and definitely, if someone's going to be kind of talking for that group, better with him than Davey Richards for sure.
Yes.
It doesn't necessarily save the angle to put more talented people in it, but it doesn't hurt it.
I'm excited for all the matchups that are coming. So, you know what? Dixie Carter could cut a 30-minute promo for all I care, as long as they give the Wolves and Bad Influence a good amount of time.
But I mean, that's been one of the big issues. Is you look at the Aries Saban feud. How could you fuck that up in the ring? I mean, the out of the ring stuff has been pretty. Yeah,
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as in ring time, they give them like 6 minutes a time, 6 minutes a match.
Well, here's where I'm hoping that those guys just feel like an afterthought to them. Which obviously I shouldn't hope that, in the sense, I'm just hoping TNA is TNA in that, and like at least with the Wolves and MVP, they're thinking this is a main focus for us. Let's give them good time. But I don't know. They also have Vince Russo back, so who the fuck knows? Which explains a lot of Magnus's booking. He is 2014 Steve Blackman.
And the great thing about TNA bringing back Vince Russo is that before he left the company, Jeff Jarrett had negotiated some really smart deals with Wrestle One and AAA.
Yep.
Basically selling them TNA talent to use so long as they paid for the transportation and putting the guys up, where they could use the TNA talent on their shows without actually having to pay the talent. So long
No, they paid the talent.
Did they?
Yes.
Okay. So long.
I think they paid the talent. The other promotion paid all the travel, boarding costs, and TNA got to use the matches, the footage, is my understanding.
TNA got a copy of the tapes to use for their one night only pay-per-views. And
also, side note, sorry. Holy shit, how did I get Steve Blackman and Billy Kidman confused? I meant to say Magnus is 2014 Billy Kidman.
I mean, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, does it really matter?
Yeah, good point. But the Blackman ruins my point of my connection to Vince Russo with that.
I mean, Blackman was there where Russo was booking, and he was kind of screwed around with. So I kind of where I thought you were going. How Blackman was kind of the ultimate mid-carder, and that even though he's champion, that Magnus's booking has been similar.
No, I was just thinking of the terrible, terrible way they completely botched New Blood.
Oh, okay. But yeah, apparently Wrestle One is going to end their relationship with TNA
Are they
because
actually going to? I know they were kind of like whipping their dick out, saying if the rumor was true.
I haven't heard anything since, but because they found Vince Russo to be racist.
Why? But they're dealing with TNA in the first place. Which, oh man, so I guess no Great Muda at Lockdown.
I would
Oh.
assume that stuff would still probably go through because it's already like agreed on, but probably nothing afterwards would be my guess.
God, can you believe it's 2014 and we're about to talk about a Great Muda match in TNA? What the hell?
I assume that he'll just come in and do his spots and get out and let Sonata work the rest of the match, but
I heard some rumors that there might be two singles matches.
I'd heard it was going to be a tag team with Bad Influence.
That's okay. That's the other one I heard, and that's the one I hope it is. But still. Oh God. He dies in the ring, right?
Probably.
I mean, I can't think of the Great Muda dying any other way. He doesn't seem like I'm gonna retire and get old and just gently pass away in the night.
But yeah, is there any other news this week?
Christy Hemme apparently is aware of Sam. I gotta admit, I enjoyed this fact that they acknowledged that Christy Hemme would have easy access to TNA Impact episodes and could see that Sham Shaw is doing the creepy stalker thing he's doing. This angle just can't get any better. Like, the hope I feel for this angle right now. I know it's gonna be botched and completely fucked up. I just want to bottle this moment and just cherish this feeling forever.
Well, have you noticed on I don't know if you've seen any of the Twitters, but like that he's been that they've been having him tweet in character to the other divas asking if she's talked about him lately.
No, I hadn't seen that. I don't think I follow him on Twitter. Now I know what I'm doing with my phone. Samuel Shaw, Twitter. Oh God, TNA. Sometimes I can't tell if you're just fucking like stumbling around and somehow discover genius, or if you actually have some type of genius in you.
I'd say it's far more the first than the second.
Is his Twitter background is bulletproof coffee? What the hell? Side note: I love bulletproof coffee. Well, I don't do it with MCT oil, coconut oil, but I do it with coconut oil. But oh man, I love that. I just love that. That's like just the most random fucking background for his new character.
All right.
Oh my God, this is gold. Okay, I gotta stop. I gotta put that. Okay. I'm sorry, this is too funny. Oh, bless you, Samuel Shaw. Bless you.
Should we go ahead and take a break and come back and talk about some Hoganized WCW?
Yes.
All right, everybody. We'll be right back.
You see, life is greatness, and greatness is what you make out of, you understand?
Hey, everybody, it's Mike and Rex from Off the Top Rope. We wanted to take this break to let you know all the ways you can interact with the show and all the ways you can listen to the show. You can get links to everything we talk about here from our website, which is offthetoprope, one word, .libsyn. That's LIBSYN.com.
If you want to email the show, it's topropepodcast@gmail.com. We'll read your comments on the air, so let us know what you think.
To follow us on Twitter, we're at Top Rope Podcast. We tweet show updates, post the show as soon as it's up, retweet news from around the world of wrestling, and sometimes it's just random wrestling thoughts by yours truly. All wrestling talk, all the time on Twitter.
You can now like us on Facebook at facebook.com/topropepodcast. This is still new, but we're going to be working on adding pictures, links, and all kinds of good stuff.
You can follow us on Tumblr at topropepodcast.tumblr.com. There we post matches of the day, wrestlers of the day. We try and update those just about every day. We add random photos, lots of fun stuff. Now, if you want to listen to us, you can listen to us through an RSS reader. If you want to listen to the show through an Android app like Dogcatcher, Linux program like Rhythmbox, or a Windows program like Media Monkey, among many others, this is the way you do it. You'll make sure the episodes are delivered to you just as soon as they're uploaded.
If you're on iTunes, we're available there too. Just do a search for Off the Top Rope. Look for our logo, subscribe, give us a good review.
We're also available on Stitcher. Just search Off the Top Rope or Pro Wrestling. Either way, we're right there on the front page. There are lots of ways to interact with the show and lots of ways to get the show to your computer, iPhone or iPad, Android device, BlackBerry, whatever you use to listen to podcasts. We hope you check us out, and we'll be right back with the show review.
Take a look at it. Learn to love it. I'm not going anywhere.
He's American man.
This happened in '86, right?
Actually, no. November 16th, 1994.
Jeez.
As, Hogan had come in July, and this was, like, Hogan brought everybody with him, basically.
Yeah. Such as his good buddy, the Beefcake.
Yes, who on this show is the Butcher. Can you believe that Brutus fucking Beefcake once main evented a Starrcade?
Oh my god.
Which this
Yes, I can. It's WCW.
this was the sell to that match after, from my understanding, the original desire was for the Masked Man to be Ultimate Warrior, and Beefcake was a backup whenever they couldn't get him. But you're putting fucking Brutus Beefcake in the Black Scorpion outfit. You know,
Yeah.
it's...
This reminds me, how have we not done a Dungeon of Doom event yet?
Oh, we're doing one.
They're not quite there yet.
Yeah, at this point they were still the Faces of Fear, which would be later breaking up into a different tag team. It was actually kind of awesome as far as hard-hitting Tongans went. But, yeah, start things off. I know the way that you love it, Colonel Robert Parker.
Oh, yeah.
Which, it's... Fuller just tries to sell the shit out of it, but the character is just so over the top.
And not in the good way. Because as is well known, I love over-the-top gimmicks. But this doesn't work.
No. And he announces the news of the century, which is a very, Nitro-ish line, considering that it was that his tag team, Buckhouse Bunk and Arn Anderson, get a tag team title shot. And I'm pretty sure he botched it. He said on the main event Saturday night instead of the main event of WCW Saturday night. Because the main event was one of their other shows, which was on Sunday, so WCW already started off in a bad note.
Off topic, but somewhat on topic. I'm super excited about the network because now it'll be easy to review some Saturday night main events.
Are those going up right away, or
how could they not be?
Well, the fact that they have they don't have a ton of. Well, I mean, obviously they have every pay-per-view, but I don't think, as far as the other stuff, I don't think they're going to have a ton of footage to start out with besides the pay-per-views.
I thought they were doing all of their TV stuff was going up right away too.
I don't believe so. I think that stuff's supposed to be cycled in and out.
Damn it. Got all excited.
That serves you right for getting excited.
Yes, damn you. That's what I get for trying to be optimistic.
All right, but we kick things off with the titles versus mask match as Stars and Stripes, which was Marcus Alexander Bagwell, Buff Bagwell's next interchangeable tag team, him and the Patriot, facing the same team that him and Too Cold Scorpio faced at Starrcade '93. Pretty wonderful.
Yeah, I thought I had accidentally clicked on my bookmark link for the last snack card.
Which, I mean, the Patriot is no Too Cold Scorpio whenever it comes to working, but I actually thought this match was better than the Starrcade match. And
Yes.
due to no small event, it was shorter and there was no assassin involved.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, someone like the Patriot is like the perfect guy for a tag team in this situation, where he can kind of come in, hit his spots, and then get out of the ring before he gets lost.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, there's energy here. There's, you know, Heenan is really good in this, which I know, like Heenan's WCW stuff, it's not always something where you'd say he's really good. But as far as this match goes, whenever he's like speculating that could be Al Gore under the mask and that kind of thing, I enjoyed him.
Oh God.
Or the radiation burns, or
when Heenan's just being good old snarky Heenan, he's the best.
yes. But
But I loved that the camera guy fell over. Oh my God. Like in a spot that looked like there was gonna be like a good little spot there. Just the camera guy falls over. Oh my God.
of course. And I did kind of like the, you know, I don't remember a lot of Pretty Wonderful tag stuff. I didn't realize that they kind of used a version of whatever they called the Power and Glory finisher. The suplex into the splash. It wasn't a superplex into a splash, but it was still kind of a nice touch with Orndorff and Roma there, I thought.
Yes, I did dig it.
But they didn't get a hit it as the Patriot throws Roma off and Bagwell rolls up Orndorff for the pin.
Damn it, Bagwell, you're always ruining stuff.
And, you know, it was one of those finishes where both of their shoulders were down, and so they had to go back to the replay. And
of course. Freaking WCW.
But, yeah, that goes it. And then from there, we go to another title match. It's Johnny B. Bad facing the Honky Tonk Man in 1994 as an active wrestler.
Fighting urge to strangle you.
Which, Honky Tonk Man at this point is probably, 30 pounds removed from his WWF days?
Oh, God. Oh, jeez. I'd put it at 60.
Well, he's not a real tall guy, so I was being kind of...
Jeez. It's not like Honky Tonk Man was ever a svelte man. But holy shit. This just, oh God. I wanted to.
What did you think of his cool, cocky, bad ripoff?
Just, I don't want to think about it enough to form a coherent opinion on it. Oh God, I just wanted
at least
to
at least it's short.
With a rusty spoon.
At least this is short.
God, not short enough.
As yeah, apparent.
I will throw this out there. I would rather watch Man Cow Jimmy Hart 3 today, if that match would happen today, than rewatch this match. Holy shit, I am going to start an independent wrestling promotion so I can main event my first event with Man Cow Jimmy Hart 3.
You would do that too because you are an evil, evil person.
I would promise something awesome, and then, like, I don't know, what would be a great matchup going now? Steen and Gargano in a 30-minute Iron Man match. Nope. Mancow, Jimmy Hart 3.
But yeah, so lots of stalling, lots of nothing, and then a guitar shot for the DQ.
Yeah. Couldn't he have just given the guitar shot with the first thing? Like, I don't see why this had to go 6 minutes. God.
And then we get a Faces of Fear promo, which, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, God.
Of course, that's not nearly as bad as their fuck up in the next match.
Oh.
As it's Harlem Heat against the Nasty Boys, and I guess the angle was that Harlem Heat had been getting help from somebody mysterious over the last few weeks. But while the Nasty Boys were coming out, WCW, they put up a cryon that was Harlem Heat with sensuous Sherry.
Oh, God. Can we just take a moment and reflect on how awesome WWE production is once again? And thank them and praise them for all that they do? All right. Moment of silence over.
Yeah, this match, I'm pretty sure that we've seen Harlem Heat and the Nasty Boys on other pay-per-views and stuff, and it's never been good.
Did they wrestle like every damn pay-per-view the next year?
Feels like it, and it's something where I don't think they ever had a good match with each other. I've defended the Nasty Boys, and I'll say it here. I'll say again, kind of something that I said before. In one aspect, I think I've really underrated Brian Knobbs. That dude could fucking bump. Like, he takes a couple of really insane bumps in this one for a shitty mid-card match. You know, he took the one last week for last week's show where it looked like he broke his neck. I started kind of thinking, it's like, shit, maybe he is far better at that aspect than I ever gave him credit for. Not that he's really any good at any other aspect, but
He's like AJ. He takes a good bump, and there's not much else to his ring work.
But yeah, Sherry comes out, the announcers sell a shock, you know.
Oh no. I do love me some Sherry though.
Of course, yeah.
Sherry was the
Unfortunately,
best.
though, there is no promo of her. She doesn't get to cut a promo over a boiling cauldron this week, so.
No, she does not. I was very sad about that. I was hoping they would wheel it out ringside.
All right, and then from there, honestly, one of my favorite shorter matches, like that I've kind of come across without knowing anything about it beforehand, and the reason why I picked this show, as it's Vader against Dustin Rhodes.
Yes. Thankfully for you that this delivered.
And, you know, it's a match that is like a fucking picture-perfect house fight.
I was sad though and disappointed.
About what?
It only went for 10
Yeah.
minutes. Should have just fucking scrapped the rest of the card and just put these guys out there the entire time.
And, you know, one of the things that I love, like, the little story that kind of goes through the match. Where, like, Vader is just kind of bullying him initially. And Dustin's kind of doing it, but it takes, like, Vader kind of slapping him and, you know, just shit-talking. And then Dustin just fucking explodes. And it's just, you know, crowd's loving it. And he's throwing Vader around. And, you know, there's some stylistic things in it that are similar to like the Sting Vader matches, but I think Dustin's, a better brawler, and so that aspect kind of comes through a little more. And
No, Dustin's just better. All right.
and it's like, you see these guys, they only got 10 minutes, they put forward a great match, and then they never got booked again. There are 2 televised Vader Rhodes matches in WCW. And one of them's from 92 before Rhodes really got good.
How was this not like... I wonder, if Hogan hadn't hopped over, do you think this would have been main eventing a few pay-per-views, this match?
Maybe. I mean, with Rhodes, it is kind of the weird thing, because we've kind of talked about it before, how I think that he got a little bit of the shit shaft, especially once his dad lost power, because early on he was only pushed because of his dad, and then he gets really, really good, and he never really gets that chance to elevate.
Yeah.
So.
At least he's still going strong.
Yeah.
And almost as good as ever.
Yep, he is still... I think, honestly, if you're rewriting the list of greatest wrestlers to never hold a world title, I don't think he's necessarily number 1 on that list. I still think it's someone like Arn Anderson or Scott Hall. But I think that he's, up there. Rick Rude was the world champion, though.
Are we counting that, though? Does that get counted?
It at least counts as much as the AWA title Kurt Hennig won.
Oh,
Considering that was like 87 AWA and not exactly 77 AWA.
True. That's some stuff I hope that gets in that first wave. Well, not the first wave, but like when they first start putting some of their older like library on there. I want some old school AWA on there. Some Bachwinkle, Billy Robinson. Oh God.
I think Rex needs a change of pants, everybody.
Jeez, please. You're so assuming I'm wearing pants.
But, yeah, and then Vader kind of does this, like, for the finish on this, Vader kind of rolls through and hits this reverse powerbomb that I don't think he ever really used before that.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the match, really good. Dustin looks great. Vader looks great. And then...
Harley Race is just cursing up a storm.
And Race
everywhere.
takes a couple of really good bumps, too.
He does, man. Oh. This is all around awesome. And
and it sucks that whenever they finally did get an extended program with each other, it was during neither's best days in the WWF.
Yeah.
It was whenever Rhodes was having drug issues and Vader was having, I don't know, chocolate issues.
You know what I'm gonna start lobbying for? Let's do it now. Let's have that match now. Vader can still go, it looks like. Dustin is going as good as ever.
I'd worry about Vader wrestling.
He wrestled Heath Slater. Well, apparently, we talked about it when he was down at the Trade Center. He was apparently moving really great down there.
And,
it looked like he could still go, according to people. I want to see it happen. Let's do it.
If I was actually building a training center, and even if it meant hiring his Miz lookalike son back, Vader is somebody that I would definitely try and get as a full-time guy there, Especially if you're looking for big guys.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? Here's the great thing. He could teach the little guys, because the dude knows how to move. Like, he was so technical. We thought it was like where Big E was talking about with his footwork and everything. Like, it doesn't, you think of him like, oh yeah, he's a hoss, he's power star. But he was so technical in every aspect of that, being a badass hoss.
And they I guess were hossing too much out of control because after the match, fucking Hacksaw Duggan had to run in.
Yeah. Uh,
And then from there, we get Duggan defending the U.S. title against stunning Steve Austin. And Austin had apparently blown out his knee like a week before this.
oh, is that what the deal
Yeah,
was?
and if you go back and look for it, he's limping pretty heavily on the thing.
Oh, I didn't realize it was like a legit
Yeah.
injury. Then why the fuck did they even send him out
I
there
don't
then?
know. I don't know. And you would think, like, especially with the story they just did, instead they could do like an open challenge thing, and Vader could answer the challenge after just having wrestled, and they could have like a pull apart brawl that, would sell their pay-per-view match.
Yeah. I don't even know why you said this out there. Like, I just...
Because WCW.
Yeah.
And then that takes us to our main event.
What? I thought that was the main event.
With the special guest referee, Shaq, in a striped hat. How good was Shaq's hat? I think that was the star of the main event for sure.
Oh. I just...
Or was it Evad Sullivan, because he at least had the good sense to leave early?
What are you talking about, Shaq?
Or Mr. T, fuck.
What the hell? I'm sitting here thinking, what the hell?
It's almost midnight here. Come on, give me a break.
I'm just so confused with Shaq. Because I'm sitting there like, was it actually Shaq? Like, I was like going to my head, like, what the fuck
No,
did I
but
miss?
they used Shaq in the Hogan build-up stuff. I want to say he was in his corner at Bash at the Beach.
I don't ever remember this being a thing. I don't remember Shaq being involved with Hogan at all. I would have to go look at that and find that out. God.
I feel like that dumbass news anchor who confused Samuel L. Jackson and Lawrence Fishburne this week. But in my excuse, I watched this like a week ago. I watched this like the day after we kind of recorded, and it was a pretty forgettable main event.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I never realized. Was that Guerrero's music?
Maybe.
I could have sworn that with the Faces of Fear came out to Guerrero's music.
Maybe I have to go back and look at it again.
I didn't know it had been used before.
I think pretty much all
If
WCW
it wasn't, it
music
sounds...
had been used before.
If it wasn't, it sure sounded like it. Just
yeah, a mess.
I think the person that lucked out was Sullivan getting hurt, so we didn't have to sit there and deal with this the whole time. God.
I mean, you kind of look. Who's the most talented wrestler in that match?
John Tenta, obviously.
Well, under normal circumstances, sure, but this was like clear don't give a shit, John Tenta. Do you still stick with the same answer?
Oh, God. You're going to force me to say Hogan, aren't you?
I think it's got to be Hogan or Sullivan, and not Dave. I mean, Kevin had been doing some good work in '94 before this, the weird kind of super push, which also happened to coincide with him booking. Gee, who would have thought?
Jeez, I can't believe I've ever had to make a statement where I thought that John Tenta was the best wrestler in a match. Oh, God. You know, You know, this is still 94. I'll give it to Sting.
And I think like some of the
I'll
old
give it to Sting
WCW
here.
marks are now just like jumping around their room in joy.
Yeah, I'll give it to Sting.
And you're trying to build up this.
Oh, scratch that. Mr. T was sitting in the ring. Mr. T.
You're trying to build up this new heel group to for the Starrcade main event the next month, and what do? You have them lose.
Yeah. Just, dear Lord, thankfully this only went 10 minutes.
Yeah. And it's a weird show because it only runs like an hour and a half.
Yeah. They really just apparently did not give a fuck.
All right, so MVP, LVP.
God. My MVP, I'm gonna go with. I won't steal him from you since you talked him up, and really, was big on. I'll go Vader. And my LVP. Oh man. Honky Tonk, man.
All right, my MVP is of course the Patriot.
Oh, what?
No, it's Dustin Rhodes.
Oh, I think you said LVP for some reason, and I'm like, what did the Patriot do wrong?
No. I was hoping to kind of get a tease out. No. My LVP. I'm pretty sure this is I did this a few weeks ago under just the same reason, but I'm gonna give it to maybe just last week. I'm gonna give it to Hacksaw because fuck Hacksaw. Although Hacksaw has like the best match of his non like UWF career against Vader at Starrcade, so even though the feud would have lead to the only time he's actually like worth a shit after 1985 or so, I'm still giving LVP to Hacksaw. Okay. Dustin didn't need your help, Hacksaw.
Alrighty. God, people don't watch this card. Go find the Vader Dustin Rhodes match. And just enjoy the shit out of that match.
Alright, so what are we watching next week?
Oh, well, I figured we needed some good wrestling in our
For
life.
number 50.
Oh, was next week number 50?
Well, this week was 49.
Shit, I feel like I should have picked a bigger deal now. That's fine. Alright, next week we are watching No Way Out 2001.
Okay.
With the infamous 3 Stages of Hell match.
Alright.
Oh, I guess it is. Rock wins the title too. I guess that is a big deal card. Yeah. No Way Out 2001.
Alright. I have to say, I mean, honestly, I'm not looking forward to like Triple H wrestling for an hour, even like
It's only 40 minutes.
Even like the time where the internet seemed to love Triple H, because I never really did.
Oh. I was a Triple H mark.
He's someone whose ring work just never clicked for me, but obviously, I mean, we'll talk about it next week.
All right. Shit, it's the big 5-0. Are you going to bring the streamers?
I do streamers every week here. Of course. My place looks like a Ring of Honor show every time we record a podcast.
Maybe for the 50th episode, we'll finally release those American Males pictures we took.
I thought we took Fabulous Ones photos.
Dude, that's saving it for 75.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, I just remembered you gave me this drink with this drug in it, and I don't remember what happened next, so I have to take your word.
Drug? You mean Big E's? Biggie, it's inside you now. You're welcome.
Oh, and that's the way to end the episode.
Yes, I think so.
All right, and this has been a rather short episode. Be more news, WWE and TNA and stuff.
Yeah, Batista, leave. Walk out. Do something. I
Pull
don't
a
know.
Punk
Who
and
is so, well, I think
next week Batista
yeah.
pulls a CM Punk. They invite Punk back for Batista's spot. All right, so this has been episode number 49 of Off the Top Rope, a Pro Wrestling Podcast. Be sure to tune next week for our special episode number 50, where we'll be reviewing No Way Out 2001, as well as talking the news of the week. For Rex, this is Mike. We'll see you all next week.
Later, folks.